a little kid, one of the most amazing things that I remember witnessing, and I'm sure most of you will agree with me, was that when I get to see a caterpillar spin itself into a silky cocoon. I would constantly monitor this strange cocoon for the next 3 to 4 weeks until out of the cocoon cries a struggling butterfly. And when this happens, I rush back to the house. I broke the news to my parents. Mommy, Daddy, come quick! The butterfly is coming out already. And they will join me to enjoy the sight until the butterfly breaks free and fly away. Fellow Toastmasters, honorable guests. Now you would have learned this process is called as metamorphosis. You would have learned these terms in science class back in the high school or primary school days. Metamorphosis is not about being a caterpillar or being a butterfly. Rather, it is a journey of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. Now, let us put our place in the context of the butterfly. In the context of us, metamorphosis brings about changes, dramatic changes in appearance and character of those who go through it. Metamorphosis is about transformation. It is about evolution. It is about remodeling, realigning, and readjusting to where you are at now and where you are called next to become. Now let me tell you about the story of my metamorphosis. During my high school days, back in the 90s, when I was still smaller than this, my principal, Dato' Haji Adnan Ibrahim, has personally approached myself and 2 other students to give a public speech in front of one school morning assembly. He is very well known to put his student in the spotlight, to showcase their talents and skill in just about anything and everything. I couldn't remember what my topic was, only that I have 1 week to prepare for it. What I do remember though is my heart was beating so loud and it was so loud in my ear that I thought I'm going to be deaf. So I consulted my teachers, since I stayed in a boarding school that time. And she told me, why don't you write your notes on index cards to have with you as a reminder in case you forget anything. I did exactly as he told me today. The day, 7 days passed, the day arrived. When the MC announced my name, I tried to relieve my nervousness by inhaling a deep breath, putting my palms on my side, and slowly exhaling out while counting backwards. 10, 9, 8. Just as how my teacher told me to do. I walked to the podium, I took my place at the podium, I stilled my nerves by loudly saying, Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati, ladies and gentlemen. And I look at my notes, and nothing. I couldn't figure out my index notes anymore. I got lost at the first sentence. I look up, and there they were, 400 pair of eyes staring back at me with the oh no look at their face. My brain started to furiously formulate a solution to this perceived problem. After a few seconds, which felt like hours, I took another long deep breath and I continued on. I got to speak what I've prepared in mind. The lines came out. Now, let's not pretend that this is some Grammy Award-winning speech moment where I wowed the audience with some fireworks exploding behind me, or that I wasn't even all that good. The important thing is, I did it. I got through it. And in getting through it, I got through my worst possible fear. And the feeling I have after that is pure exhilaration and knowing that I can overcome just about everything and anything from that moment on. My principal, Dato' Haji Adnan Ibrahim, passed away exactly 1 year ago this month. And though the special memory has happened to me more than 2 decades ago, to this day, he has taught me a valuable lesson. Change and go out from your comfort zone. Take the first step and continue your journey to be great from there on. The next event or metamorphosis in my life that has given me a total 360 degrees of change in the way I see things come from the very least expected places, and moreover from the least expected people. Now let me tell you about the story of my trip to the village of Changlama, Perak. During my years ago, when I was involved in the social work for a student society in UTM, the leader of the pack, Dr. Jojo Fung, suggested a trip to the village of Changlama, Perak, in conjunction with World Indigenous Day. When I heard this, the first thought that came in my mind is, hey, I am an indigenous, I am a native, I am an orang asli. What is so different from the culture back in my Sabah compared to these people? I can use this weekend to do more important things at home. I believe this journey, this trip, would be more beneficial to my friends who has never seen the real authentic life of village life before. So I say, after much pestering and persuasion, I gave in and off we went to Perak. Our goal there was to share our knowledge with the young adults of the Semai communities. They are the ethnics of that village, and especially in polishing their skills in active debates and forums. When we reached there, what I expected and saw is totally different from what I had expected. The people of the village, the Semai communities, treat us, welcome us with a treatment fit for a king. Despite the warm welcome, their history goes a long way. Where they have been oppressed by their employers at their workplace, and they have been fighting for the legacy of the land, the ancestral land where they lived in for the past 50 years, since the 1960s. Despite all the oppression, they live life to the fullest. What little they receive and in life, they share among them, and they are grateful for it. It makes me think, where I just have to pull a key from my wallet and slot it to the door of my home for a comfort after a long day's work, these people, the Semai people, has been in constant struggle to claim the legacy of their land since past half a century. I thought I know better when I impart my knowledge to them to help them to become a better person. Little that I know, and be prepared that in return, these young people are the ones who taught me the reality of life, how to survive the reality of life, and believe and fight for what they believe then. I learned another valuable lesson. I have to take a quantum leap and fight for what I believed in. These two events in my life has changed me for the better. It keeps as a constant reminder to me that we have to transform. Just like the cocoon, just like the caterpillar in the cocoon during my childhood days, it takes faith, it takes struggle to shift yourself from where you are now to where you want to become, to think of different way to do and act, and to revise yourself to a different level. It is always difficult to accept changes, and it is moreover even always easier to give up and let your desires and dreams go away. But when you start to emerge from all the difficulties and negativities in life, and you get to spread your wings and begin to fly, you will have a better appreciation of who you are and what you are called to become in your life. Metamorphosis is about transformation. It is about changes. If you desire to be more, you can become more. Be a little bit better from where you are at now. To be more is to do more. My dear friends, are you ready for your metamorphosis? Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.